Ride.
DJ Nation. Let's ride.
We love that.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Episode 6, DJNYC, the place to be. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Everyone, please welcome my esteemed co-host, Yenzi F. Baby.
Frankie
The F is
Dimes.
for...
I think the F is for feeling the board because we kind of got back to where we needed to be last week.
Okay.
We're feeling the board. We're starting to see it a little clear. Had a 0 unit week last week. We're going to get into what I did this week. Much better.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to keep that momentum rolling. So after week 0, where we're kind of flying blind, now we're starting to see some trends, starting to see some things we like, starting to see maybe some teams are for real, maybe some teams aren't. So I think I'm feeling the board. I think I'm really starting to feel like I know what I'm seeing, and I feel like I'm becoming a more informed gambler, a more profitable gambler. So I think that's what the F's for this week.
Wow. That was really interesting. I was not expecting that. The F is for feeling the board. I'm a more informed gambler. And you would be a more informed gambler if you listen to the show. Remember to subscribe to it everywhere you can get your podcast. Follow us on Instagram at DJNYC. Follow us on our respective Instagrams. You know where to find us. Anyways, Yenzer, how are you this week, man? And it's been a little bit since I talked to you. Anything new? What's happening, bro?
It's been an up and down week. We were a very profitable week.
Okay.
I know I had an absolute nuclear bomb on Friday night with TCU. Dude, $1,000 play.
Oh, your unit is showing.
Oh, dude, that is not my unit. That was my unit. Bro, a little $1,000. Listen, whenever I told you Colorado was trash, and I kept thinking it was one I wanted to throw on, and it was actually 7-6 at the half, and TCU pulled away and just absolutely buried them in the second half. But up and down, the Pitt West Virginia game sucked. I mean, we'll get into that. We'll legislate some good, some bad. I actually have some nice things to say about Pitt fans. I know you didn't think I was going to be saying that coming out of here, especially after the game. But up and down week, started a new job, so that's good. New job's great. But up and down so far. We're having highs and lows, so, we're kind of feeling the board. But feeling real life, we'll see.
All right.
How about you?
What's up, bro? I mean, also, ebbs and flows. I mean, I have streaks where it's like, oh my God, I'm getting on so many shows, and then streaks where it's like, I'm not doing enough. And I want, stand-up to be my profession, and I want it to be my everyday job as opposed to my day job. And I like my day job, but it's like, I mean, you know why I'm here.
100%.
And I was talking to my mom, and she was like, well, if if it's that big of an issue, maybe work harder so that is your day job. And I was like, dang, all right. Sounds like I got to do that then.
Yep.
And met a couple cute girls this week via Hinge. A couple of them I met at my alumni bar here in New York City watching the West Virginia Pitt game. The WVU, I met a bunch of really cool people. I walked into this bar, immediately saw a guy from my statistics class, and he was like, bro, why don't we hang out more? And I'm like, I didn't know you were alive until 5 minutes ago. And he's hammered. Also, I messed up. I bought a bucket of beers.
Yeah, of course.
I couldn't sit anywhere.
So you're just carrying on your bucket like a coal miner?
Yeah, I was just carrying it around. All the seats were all the tables were reserved. So I just sort of handed them out to people. So I was the life of the party there for a minute. But yeah, I mean, that was a rookie mistake by me.
You know what? At the end of the day, you made a couple people's days brighter with a couple free beers. So if that's the worst thing you can do, that's a pretty big win.
Thanks.
Pretty big W.
But other than that, I feel like things are good. I mean, I'm having a little panic attack right now, a little Eddie V's-esque panic attack right now.
Do you want to bring it on? I knew that you said this was going to be offer. I knew this was coming on air. I knew it, but go ahead. I knew this is. You're so fucking neurotic. I knew this shit is going to go into. I knew this was going to go into something. So, but go on.
A little anxious. I come home from a long day of work and stand up. I notice my fridge is ajar. I cooked myself a sandwich. Eggs are involved. The eggs not cold enough, in my opinion, and I'm freaking out about it. I'm freaking out that I ate raw eggs, or not raw eggs, but just they have spoiled.
I mean, are you just at picnics? Are you just avoiding everything?
No, I bring my own stuff.
You bring your own stuff, sit in the corner like the homeschooled kid?
Yeah, it's I have peanut butter and apples that I cut myself. It's this is a lovely picnic. And they're like, yeah, try this potato salad. No, thanks.
I don't know where that came from.
Who made that?
Yeah, who made that?
Do they have their food handler's card? What letter is outside the window of their kitchen?
Are they safe serve?
Yeah, I don't know the cross-contamination over here. But yeah, the meat that I cooked for the sandwich was cold. The eggs, not super cold. You could feel coldness on them. I wouldn't say they were lukewarm, though. They were a step below that.
I just feel terrible for your roommates because this is going to evolve into like a modern day Seinfeld episode where you are just going around accusing people.
I didn't accuse anybody. I did send a nice text, be like, "Hey, has anyone been home in the last 2 hours? Our fridge was open. Just want to make sure that our food is safe to eat." LOL.
LOL.
Listen, that's not an accusatory. That's like, I'm not making accusations. I'm not making statements. I'm not saying you did it. Was anybody home? Like,
LOL, but I'm not laughing.
LOL, I'm having a panic attack tonight. So
LOL, is this a joke? Am I a joke to you? That's pretty much what you said.
Am I a joke to you?
Am I, just because I play a stand-up on stage doesn't mean I want to come home to some funny business. That's what you're telling these girls.
No. And I love my roommates and they're great. So this is not accusatory. And if they accidentally did leave the fridge open, it's okay. I'm just wondering how long it's been open for. If this has been a 12-hour thing, then we have issues. But if it's like, oh yeah, I ran out real quick.
We're going to know if we'll know at the next podcast if you're still with us. So that's kind of nice. We'll get
I don't like that you said that.
Don't like that? Well, those are the breaks. I think you'll be fine, but we're taking odds we're taking bets in the group chat right now. 6-1 hospitals steaming.
I don't like that.
Sorry. I jumped on early.
I line shopped it.
I did. I was texting other group chats to get a better line. They didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. So
I don't like the fact that I know they're active people on their phones and they haven't texted me back in like 20 minutes.
No, they're ignoring you.
Why is that?
I mean, nobody likes being accused, Frankie Dimes.
I didn't accuse them of anything. It
was a soft accusal. It was we've both watched enough like 48 Hours and 60 Minutes and 2020 to know like when the officer sits down at the table and he was like, well, how would you kill that girl?
And I shouldn't have sent it at all.
No. Listen, would I? No, I'm an industrious man. I can eat eggs that have been out on the counter for months. But we all know you. The neurotices is going to come. Is that a word? It's going to come forward when it comes to the food. And you know what? You got to live your best life. You got to be true to yourself.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to be sick and die. So yeah.
I hope you don't. Luckily, we're in a group chat with like 13 doctors. So good place to be.
Yeah. And they'd say, do you have health insurance? And I said, it hasn't kicked in yet. And they said, go get some Pedialyte across the street. And
there you go.
And
there you go.
That's really all they can do. But so that's the basis of that. Welcome.
I knew this was coming. I knew as soon as you started, you're like, I want to talk you something off pod. I was like, this is going to be the opening topic. There's no way he drops this 10 minutes in. There's not a chance.
Well, I mean, I think it pulls back the curtain and lets people see like how insane I am.
I mean, yeah, people are like, when people are asking about the Patreon, that's what they're paying to see.
Yeah. And it was very Larry David of me. When that video that I sent you of Larry David talking about the Jets GM, he goes, Mike McCagnon. He goes, I actually texted. I have witnesses. He goes, I texted Mike McCagnon to draft Lamar Jackson. I have witnesses. Like that would be me.
That would be you saving that text for years. You're going to be like, someone's going to get sick off food in like 6 months and you're going to save this text. You'll be like, who didn't close the fridge? You're going to be keeping those receipts.
I'd be like, well, did we close the fridge this time? Okay. Did we draft? Who did we draft in the second round? Ooh, I don't know about it.
Buddy, I love you. There's nobody better.
All right, so let's recap last week. I think I did tally my units up. I think I lost 2 units last week because
you did lose 2 units.
I was a big dumb idiot. I was a big dumb idiot.
You're gonna go. So we're gonna do a quick recap. I'm gonna go. What went right, what went wrong. So Frankie started the week at 4.24 units. He ended the week at 2.24 units. He lost 2 units, but he's still profitable on the year. So don't bury this guy yet. We're just going to go quick right down the middle. So we had TCU -8.5, Ohio State -13, barely missed out on that. Louisville -4.
Dead dog. Dead dog.
That's on me. I think that's our first really bad pick of the pod. Illinois money line, that should have been a winner.
Yeah, they got robbed. They literally scored a touchdown and they wiped it up. That's disgusting. That's twice Indiana has won games at home where they lost.
Southern Mississippi over 49.5. That's a winner. Utah -2. That could have been a winner.
That was atrocious.
We had the money line parlay that I believe the only loser was Vautech and Tulsa.
I think it was just bad all around. That was bad.
But we had WVU +7.5 for 2 units. So
that saved us. The Mountaineers.
At the end of the day, you know what? He's still up +2.24 units, so you're still profitable. Last week, I had West Virginia +7.5 winner. I had Louisville -4. We already talked about that. Was a bad pick. They were not ready to play. I had Utah -3. That game could have gone the other way. My 2-unit play was Arkansas Razorbacks -6. That even covered the 6.5. I had Ohio State, Houston, NC State money line, another 2-unit play that came in, and Memphis over 56. That covered pretty easy. That was a 1-unit play. So last week, up about 4.24 units. So that's what I'm actually up on the year. So we are combined up about 6.50 units, $100 up $650. So we're still bringing you profit. Like I said, every week we're probably going to ebb and flow, but we want to be consistent. We want to be in that 63 to 64% range, and that's where we're at. We're actually way above that if you're counting the total picks. So what went right, what went wrong, a couple close ones. Really the only bad pick we had was, I think, Louisville.
Yeah, that was a dead dog loser.
But all these other ones you were in, and if this is what you're gambling, you want to just get your monies out. So we got at least some good picks in there, and I think we're gonna get some more good ones this week.
So I'm entering the chalk zone again this week, but we'll get to that later.
Frankie feels super confident, but what do you want to talk about? Do we want to go to the game?
I think we have to talk about it, being West Virginia alums and you being a Pittsburgh native. We have to talk about the game. And to what extent? I'll let you take the first swing.
I was boots on the ground. I was there. Mm-hmm. I was in the middle of it.
What's the tailgate scene like?
I'm going to tell you this, and I hate to say it, the tailgates were a lot of fun. We went to about 6 or 7 different tailgates. My buddy the Big Putts. We went down there. A lot of pit tailgates, and I'll tell you what, we had a good time. A lot of good beers, a lot of good food. The vibe was really good. It was so good to have the brawl back because you could just see the place was packed. I think it's the most fans they've ever had at fake Heinz Field now, but it was electric. But I will say this: don't think it's going to be a fully congratulatory to the Pitt fans. Before the game, super cool, super friendly. After the game, douchebags, which just goes to show they didn't think they were going to win, and they wanted to play it off in case it was a loss. But as soon as they were gifted away the game, that's when the chest comes out. So once again, what I said earlier, fake tough guys coming out after the score is known, not talking any shit. No one said a word to me before the game. And that just trends. That tracks. But you know what? We're going to talk real quick about why we lost the game. We've already talked about this for hours. You don't punt from the 50.
Off pod.
Yeah, we've talked this off pod for hours. You don't punt from the 50 when you have the team on the ropes when it's
running. Well, you got a running back averaging 20 yards a carry.
Yeah, literally, I think he had like 6 carries, 118 yards or something ridiculous. He's 240 pounds. You need 3 inches and pretty much the game's over, and you punt. And that's typical of Neil Brown. That's typical of West Virginia the past couple of years, where usually when you think of West Virginia, you think of the excitement, you think of the electric offenses. And now I don't know what we are. I don't know what the identity is. It's trying not to lose big, and that sucks.
Yeah, but it's definitely not like let's pound them into the ground. It's like let's not lose by a lot.
We don't ever want to just dig the stake in. But we talked a lot about the game last week. I don't ever want to think about this game ever again. I'm glad the brawl's back. I can't wait till next year. It's one of the best rivalries in sports. The place was absolutely electric. So, and I would say if I had to guess on the full takeover, just from being in there, walking around, I would say easily 35 to 40% West Virginia. Easily.
Yeah.
And that's being conservative.
Pitt showed out.
Pitt showed out, but for anybody that thinks West Virginia was drowned out, you could hear eat shit Pitt chants as you were walking into the stadium all the way around. So all the people that are posting videos like, oh, it was just one section. No, it was packed. It was not quite a West Virginia home game, but I can guarantee you they're not going to have.
Oh no, they ain't coming. They ain't coming here next year. They ain't going.
No, they're not coming. And we'll remember. We'll lock it away. But
I have takes about the game.
Yeah, please, I can't talk about it anymore. But I want to hear what you got to say.
It was really sad that let's get this one out of the way. It is. Don't ask me what a targeting is because I don't know. Don't ask me what a catch is because I don't know.
No idea.
All right, because we're giving them out and then we're taking them away on both sides, and it just makes no sense to me. There's no universal rule in that. It's really sad. What I thought was really sad was like 2 things I thought were really sad for West Virginia's sake. One, Bryce Ford Wheaton played a hell of a game.
Yeah.
Bryce Ford Wheaton caught 2 incredible touchdowns, made a huge play on special teams, was in it all night. He's our best receiver. He just happened to clank one. And if we're being honest, he burnt the corner so bad. He burnt the corner so bad on a stop route that the corner was 10 yards behind him, and he clanked it right into his hands and he ran it back.
I agree with that. There's no BFW slander. He's the reason you're in the game. And if you remember, like Frank was saying, he took that targeting hit. So I'm not saying the dude was
out there. 2 targeting hits.
Yeah. I'm not saying dude was out there playing injured. I'm not saying that the medical staff put him out there. He didn't need to. But he got his bell rung twice, and they got to keep their guys in, and we didn't. And, That's just it. So the refs were terrible for West Virginia all night. I don't think you're going to find any Pitt or West Virginia fans that are going to say it wasn't in Pitt's favor. But, I mean, it is what it is.
It was really sad. I thought it was really sad because the game was excellent. I thought it was a really, really exciting game. Great welcome back to college football. It was really sad to me that it did have to come down to a referee's decision with a catch on the inch line.
Yeah.
I thought that was really bad, and I thought the call on the field is supposed to matter some. They called it a catch on the field, and Neil Brown came out with sort of a presidential State of the Union address, which I didn't deem necessary, but he did it anyway. I don't know why. And he was like, "Don't give up on this team." And I'm like, "We lost. We're not dead." But like. He had like a little snide remark. He goes, which was ruled a catch on the field.
And I watched that, and I'm just going to say this, and I think this is the first one I'm probably going to say it on, not even just on our friend group. I'm done with him. Get him out of here. He's never going to elevate you what you need to be. He is an FCS coach. He's a Power 5 coach where he's going to spring upsets. He's a good program builder, but he's not a world beater. He doesn't want to win big games. He hasn't won a big game. And his entire, even with Graham Harrell, one of our highest paid, offensive assistants in the country, he doesn't want to win big games. We've seen it time and time again where he turtles and goes conservative, and it bites us in the ass. And he did it on the only game that matters. Let me tell you, if he goes for it on 4th and inches from the 15, doesn't get it, there's not a single person that's going to say, "I'm so upset we were finally aggressive," because it's all.
I'm so upset that we didn't punt a football.
No.
Yeah.
And everybody says, "Well, they had to go 92 yards." Well, all we had to go was 3 inches. So. Whatever. I don't want to legislate it. We don't know what's going to happen. But if your biggest knock is, and same thing with Nebraska, same thing with Scott Frost, if your biggest knock is special teams and you come out and do an onside kick and lose the game, you're going to catch heat. If your biggest knock is you're too conservative, and then in the biggest play of the biggest game of your career at this school, you're too conservative, even if it goes the right way or wrong way, people are going to judge you for it. You made the wrong decision. So That's it. I wish he would have just worn it. I do agree that the season's not over, but to be honest, they could win every game from here on out, and this year's a loss for me. So that's where I'm at. The game just means that much. I don't really give a fuck about Oklahoma or TCU or any of that shit.
No, and that's what's sad. It's like this. Like I said, it was like this. I don't even know if I'm going to feel like this for Virginia Tech because we should steamroll them.
They just lost to ODU. If we don't beat Virginia Tech by 2 touchdowns, he's on the hot seat. I mean, but what's going to happen is they're going to win like 7 games, and they're going to return without Daniels, and they're just going to be in the pit of mediocrity again. But that's what it is. Maybe I'm just down this week. I'm not as optimistic as I was the past couple of weeks, but I don't think he didn't really give me a reason to. So I'm not going to be the fake rah guy when it doesn't deserve it. But I don't know.
My roommate just texted me. They said they haven't been home for like 4 hours.
Oh God, the anxiety's creeping up.
Yeah, this ain't good, boys.
Oh God,
I could have just not eaten it. I could have just not done it.
We could have talked it through before, but what's done is done. At least there's something to say that you're aggressive.
I called my mom before I ate it.
Which she said, pull the trigger.
She said, "You're fine."
I agree with your mom. Moms always know better. If we're down mom, then why are we even here?
Yeah, and my sister, who is also a mom.
So that's 2 moms.
That's 2 moms who were agreeing.
I think you're fine, buddy.
And then my roommate goes, "If it wasn't open all the way, you're fine." Laughing emoji.
I agree.
I think they don't like me anymore.
Yeah.
Now I got to deal with that.
Yeah. Listen, very Larry David of you.
Okay. Well, it'll be fine.
It's going to be a pessimistic podcast. It's going to be a downer pod. It's going to be, we're going to give you winners, but it's just not going to be. It's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same positive attitude. We're coming through.
That's not true. Cause I got a good story.
You got a good story. I'm just grinding through bringing winners this week. I'm putting in a very workmanlike effort this week. Very
punching the clock. Are you, Ben?
Dan Kreider, dude. Just give me the ball. I'll give you the rock.
All right. So
Mark Bruner.
So we. Yenzer and I first time meet each other at this men's retreat we have in Pittsburgh. 2020?
Yeah.
2021, maybe? I don't know. Really cool guy. 21. Really cool guy. And he's like, "Hey, we're going to go," because the college basketball tournament is happening as
March Madness.
Madness. And Yenzer goes, "We're going to go, me and the gang are going to go to this outdoor bar area.
Shout out Walters Pittsburgh.
And watch.
They're going to build me a wing at that place eventually. The amount of money I spent at that place. Oh my God.
He's like, "Oh, we're going to go there and watch the college basketball tournament." Yenzer, by the way, is live betting on Baylor thousands of dollars. Do you remember this?
not only do I remember this, and I think you're underselling the point, that not only was I betting thousands of dollars, I was betting thousands of dollars on a money line that was like minus 600.
Yeah, it was a mega favorite. Yenzer just needed to stop the bleeding.
I needed to feel alive again, and the Red Bull vodkas just weren't hitting yet.
RBVs.
RBV, the whole damn cocktail. But I think I ended up betting 4,500, and I think I won back like $600.
There it is, baby.
Listen, you get that ROI on Wall Street, you're pretty happy. That's all I'm saying.
It's true. So, we're sitting there watching Jailer Bears play basketball. Jailer Bears. First off, a fraud athletic program, and we're making money. Stuff's going in, and Yenzer being like the cool, I know everybody. I could run for mayor here in Lawrenceville, sort of guy he is. The flock of hotties show up.
Brought him out.
I'm out.
2 texts.
Bring him out. Bring him out.
Oh God, this story could go 1,000 different ways. There's so many branching paths in here, so I'm ready to see where you take it.
Yeah, because I didn't tell you. No, so, we're sitting there. I'm telling it from my perspective. All right,
I love it.
So we're sitting there, getting to know the girls. First off, one of our pals is just absolutely scaring the hose.
He was not putting any good vibes in.
We're like, yo, just stop talking. Sling Blade, just chill, bro. Like, they don't have French fried taters. Chill, bro. God. And so that's going on. And I'm getting to talk to a few of them and get to know them a little bit. They're like, oh my God, you're a comedian? Yeah, whatever. You
just a fan?
Yeah, I can't be your man. You just a fan. But one of them comes up to me and says, hey, we're going to go to a different bar for a little bit. Do you mind sitting in our seats? We'll pay you for it. And we're going to go someplace and come back. And I go, yeah, no, sorry. I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not going to sit in your seat for you. You kidding me? And first off, are they really going to come back? No. A few hours later, we're sitting there drinking, still gambling on basketball. They end up coming back. And they did come back, and we didn't get any money for it. And I'm very embarrassed by that story.
Because you told them to fuck off. Like, they were going to offer you money, and you were like, no, thank you, pal. We're not going to be here.
Yo, I didn't know. Like, I didn't know we were going to sit there gambling on basketball that long.
Listen, when I go to Walters, it's usually for between a 6 and 8 hour shift. Like, you want to talk about punching a clock. I put in workman-like performances. Like, I see the shift changes. I see everything. Like, whenever they close for lunch, I'm just like, I'll walk through it. You guys got to clean the tables. I won't bother you. But yeah, I could have told you that. I could have told you I was not moving from that spot. When you get a table at Walters, primo sports season, you lock it down. You don't give that up.
Wow, this guy knows. This guy's got bottle service over here.
Benny Bottle Service has come out.
Benny Bottle Service. Yeah.
He's brought it to the masses,
dude. So we're sitting there, and it's like, this is like COVID is like on the out and out, I guess. Mm-hmm. And
it's still there.
It's still there. And I did text a girl on it. And I said, I'm only in town for the weekend if you want to meet up. And she goes, just so you know, there's a pandemic going on. She was like a public health student. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was good. I didn't know. I messed up.
Then why are you on Hinge? What the fuck are you on Hinge for if you don't want to hook up? Like, what do you just then take your shit down?
Thank you.
That's on her.
Yeah. I'm going to. Yeah,
imagine going to a restaurant and seating yourself and the waiter comes over like, not hungry. Like, what the fuck is that? I'm just
not interested.
Is this story going to go where I think it's going to go with our friend idiot texting this girl? Is that where it's going?
No, it's not.
Wow, we're not even going that route. That's incredible. I thought that's for sure where this was going.
No. I was just wrapping it up really that like we cost ourselves a bag because we were gambling so much on basketball that we didn't let girls pay us, which was going to tie into my question. What is the code on gambling while you're with your lady? Or
I'd love to answer that, but can I double back real quick to tie back that story? So pretty much what happened, what Frankie said is, so not only did we not get any money for this, but we ended up looking like huge simps, even though we didn't give a shit about that.
Yeah, was the thing is because I didn't want to simp for her and be like, oh yeah, I'll take the money.
But we did it anyway.
Yeah, and if anything, we just looked like
we looked even bad. Wow. Well, you know what? We came out the other side. But the other thing, which is the one dude in our group ended up getting the one girl's number and was texting her. And instead, like, they were just sending like a string of like messages, like, where are you going? What are you up to? What are you doing? And then he just eventually just gets bored and he's like, you know what, I'm just going to throw a Hail Mary. And he was like, casual sex, yes or no? No, he said, do you want to have casual sex or should I move my night along? And she says, move right along. And he goes, fine, I'll frick off. And then stops texting her, which is an absolutely, like the other 3 girls in the chat are like texting me this. And I'm like, I need you to know that this is not the friend that I brought. Like this is a fringe guy that came in with them. And so I'm trying to like use like spin damage control on him. At the same time, I'm looking at the text and laughing. Oh, that was also, can I tell the Uber story for a quick from that night?
I don't know the Uber story.
Yes, you do. I'm going to tell you, you're going to remember it.
All right.
So we took an Uber back from the casino after we almost got thrown out because idiots tried to fight everybody.
No, my best friend and his wife gave you, me, and RB1 a ride home.
And then we took an Uber. So we took an Uber and our buddy's in the back like talking about like hooking up with this chick, and the Uber driver is this like old lady, and she's like, I don't want to hear this story. And he's like, all right. And he starts talking about how he went to like some like underprivileged country and started like building like wells and shit. And she's like, that's a nice story. And then like he's like getting there and he was like, the natives were so appreciative. He was like, I ended up having sex with all of them. And this like, the dumbest shit ever. Like the dumbest shit ever. And this lady stops the fucking car on the bridge, makes us get out and walk like the last fucking quarter mile, eighth of a mile, and fucking freezing cold ass Pittsburgh. And we get there, and of course, so she's put that she completed the trip, so I get to leave a review, and I left her a 1-star review, and I said her car smelled racist. Which I don't really know what that means, but it has to be devastating.
The car smelled racist.
You never heard that story?
I do remember the car smelled racist. I didn't know the story of him being like, oh yeah, I hooked up with all the underprivileged.
Yeah, he was, because she was like, can you tell a story about you not having sex? And he like told this whole long story about like building a well. And he's like, and they were so appreciative. He's like, they didn't know how to thank me in their native tongue, so they all took turns having sex with me. And he was like, the guys, the women, the men, and the children. And it was just like, oh my God. And she slams on the fucking brakes. And we're just in the back there. We're drunk as shit, just crying. But yeah, I woke up the next day to like a message from like Uber support, and it was like Uber is an ally. It's like, we're so sorry we did you had to deal with social injustice because I said the lady's car smelled racist. So she probably listen. I saw a 5-star rating on Uber. So
does it smell like Winston cigarettes or something?
I have no fucking clue what that means. It's the same thing as our group chat being named Deep Set Ass. I have no idea what that means. I have no idea.
Oh yeah, our group chat name now is I Hate You, Dad.
We don't have time to get into that.
We don't talk about that. All right.
That was the funniest shit I've ever heard. But yeah, it was her car smelled racist. So I don't know. One of the greater reviews I've ever left. 5-star review.
I'm already I was searching for flights yesterday.
Catch Flights Not Feelings.
Catch Flights Not Feelings to Arizona in February. And I tell you what, to fly in on Wednesday is $200 cheaper than to fly in on Thursday.
Say less. I'll have another day.
Yeah. Why not us? Why not us? So, also, Chainsmokers are performing on Saturday.
Is Halsey going to be there?
No. Why? Is she with them?
No. She just had that song. I don't know. I
love that song. Oh my God, dude. That's the song of the summer every summer for me since like 2016.
Halsey's such a baddie.
Baby, pull me closer.
I feel like I'm back in 2017.
Take me back, bro. First time I watched my buddies do ecstasy was at Chainsmokers concert.
Really?
Yeah, West Virginia University, sophomore year, Fall Fest. Back when Fall Fest was Fall Fest.
Back when men were men. Drake was at Fall Fest.
Back when men were men. Yeah, I didn't go to that one.
People forget. I was there.
I was at arguably the best one ever, which was Kendrick Lamar, Right as Good Kid, Mad City came out. And buddy, that place was rocking. They literally had to reinforce the parking garage because there were so many people there. It was just a sea.
Is that when it was still near the mountain layer? Didn't they try to move it?
Dirk Bentley was there. It was sweet.
That's a Fall Fest. That's a Fall Fest. Right,
Mac Miller did come my senior year or junior year.
My thoughts on Mac Miller are well known, and they're never good. So I don't even say
it.
See, I don't want to say it. I don't want to get into it.
No, dude, we have to get into it. You're a Yinzer. What do you mean? Did he like steal your girl?
Absolutely not. He probably could have. But Mac Miller, and I think I have Mac Miller as the 3rd best rapper out of Pittsburgh.
Can I guess?
You're going to get 1. You won't get 2.
Number 1, Wiz Khalifa.
It's number 1's Wiz.
Number 2, Chevy Woods.
No, I like Chevy Woods, but it's not Chevy Woods.
You didn't think I was going to get it, and then I pull that name out.
It's not Chevy Woods, though, but I do like Chevy Woods. He has a few good songs.
All right.
He would be behind Mac Miller. Number 2, R.I.P. Jimmy Wapo.
Yeah, see, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, dude, he was a shout out Hill District Disciples. Actually, not shout out. I'm not part of that set.
Really?
Jimmy Wapo's got a couple bangers. There's not gonna be a lot of people who know who Jimmy Wapo is, but you throw Jimmy Wapo on some YouTube clips, Elm Street Part 1, Part 2, bangers, absolutely bangers. Wapo pretty good, but I don't know. I don't really like Mac Miller. It's not my listen. I understand when people love him. It's tough for me being from Pittsburgh and not rapping Mac Miller. Something I don't like to do,
bro.
Go through my Amazon Music. There's about 1,400 songs. There's not a single Mac Miller song. So.
That's crazy that you have an outward hatred for Mac Miller.
I don't hate Mac Miller. He's just not my guy. That's not my dude. Listen, if you want to listen to Mac Miller, I'm not gonna get upset about it. I don't think he's not talented. It's just not my guy.
You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna microdose Mac Miller to you and just play songs and be like, dang, who is this? Be like, I don't know who this is.
I attended college with a lot of white kids. If you don't think I've heard Mac Miller at a lot of back of house parties, you don't know. So, don't act like you're the first person to play fucking spins for me at a bar. So.
Yo, it's crazy. That song's awesome.
Whatever. I'm happy.
Wiz Khalifa has a song with Empire of the Sun too.
It's not that I
The Thrill, I think it's called.
That's a great song.
That is a good song.
I mean, that's a great song. But I mean, whatever. See, every time I bring it up, people get upset because everybody loves Mac Miller. He seems like a great guy. R.I.P. Mac Miller. Nothing against, dude. It's just not my cup of tea, and that's okay. Listen, if Mac Miller met me, he probably wouldn't fucking like me either, so that's fine.
Dang. I do like where we're going with this episode, though. I mean, we're learning more about you.
You're learning more about me
you've been wearing this mask, this facade of here I am on the radio. Now we're pulling that back. We're behind the curtain and say, oh, look at this. Here's Yenzer. I'm from Pittsburgh. I hate Mac Miller.
I'm a dude from Pittsburgh that hates Pitt football, Heinz ketchup, and Mac Miller.
You hate ketchup.
I hate ketchup. Not just Heinz ketchup. I don't like any ketchup. So it's not just
I don't like ketchup either.
So sorry. I mean, I'm still a Yenzer. I love Iron City beer. I polished off a couple when I got home. So
I see
nothing against that.
I see lights.
Bro, let's raise another. But
tell them. Right.
Listen, I'm glad that I've made everybody in Pittsburgh mad at me. Probably not gonna be able to go back there anymore. But I mean, we hit the 30-minute mark, and I think that means we're time to get back into the meat of the show. Yep. Pick time, right?
Pick time, baby.
So
I'm pulling out the Action Network app.
We love the Action Network app. So last week, as I mentioned, a solid 4.15 units backed by Arkansas 2-unit play and a really nice 2-unit parlay that came in barely with NC State doing everything they could to lose that for me, but we pulled out in the end. We got lucky. So I believe that I have honors on the tee box this week.
You have the tee, sir. And
I have the tee.
I just want to tease for the folks at home.
Mm-hmm.
I got a monster whale play,
which I might jump on because I think I'm one short this week. But I'm going to start out. I only have 1 and 2 unit plays this week. Nothing huge. To be honest, I see this board. There's nothing I love right now that could change Friday to Saturday.
I have an addiction.
Yeah.
And the only prescription is more road favorites. It ain't good.
Those hurt us last week.
It ain't good.
But we're going to get started. I think I do have a road favorite to start us off. 1 unit play, UTSA, the Road Runners. Give me a 1 unit play on UTSA. Beat me on UTSA minus 2.5 against Army. If you watched Army, they struggled a ton against Coastal Carolina in the passing game. Not a ton against Coastal Carolina, but they were airing the ball out. UTSA is going to throw the ball all around the yard. They played Houston tough. We're both very high on Houston. We think Houston's one of the best P5 teams.
RIP Shasta.
RIP Big Shasta. But give me UTSA minus 2.5 for the sole reason of Army. Army has a couple of good guys on defense, but Army doesn't look to have the same explosiveness on offense. Give me UTSA. I think UTSA is a much better team than Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina handled them. Give me UTSA minus 2.5. I think that's a gift at that line. I was thinking that was going to be around 5 or 6. Yeah. So give me UTSA minus 2.5 right there. First play, 1 unit.
I have 7 picks.
Okay. I think I have about 6 or 7. So give me your first one.
My first one, I was on the right side of this. This was an off-pod play for me last week. I took it right before the game started. I got North Carolina at +3. That ended up working out nicely for me. This week, on the road at Georgia State, coming off a loss to South Carolina, I have UNC team total over 17.5 for the second half. Second half.
That's a sick play.
I'm hoping sick as in good or bad?
Sick isn't just you're a sick person even finding that. How many units for that, buddy?
That is 1 unit. I got it at +102.
Plus 102. We love plus money. All right, let them know why you like it.
Listen, I don't have to tell you guys why I like it. North Carolina has one speed this year, and it's go. And their defense is they don't play it. So listen, I love their freshman quarterback. I think he's electric. It's fun watching him run around the field. They're going to put up points. Listen, take 3 scores. Call me in the morning. Winner.
I don't hate that. I thought you were saying, I thought you were saying 17.5 team total. I was like, how is their team total 17.5? I was about to actually stop the pod and go to my bank and withdraw like 10 grand.
Yeah, no, it's just the second half. That's what I think more points in the second half. Especially,
they're probably not going to bury him early. I don't mind that play. Like I said, I think you were the only person in the chat that didn't have App State. So good for you for pulling it off. My second pick, I'm going to go to another 1 unit play. I'm actually going to go back to a team I was fading last week. I'm going to take the Pitt Panthers plus 7 against Tennessee. You're getting Pitt, I believe, at home, right? Pitt's at home? It is
at home.
Okay, I don't know why I said that. I know it's at home. I was just looking at the schedule. So Tennessee's good. Hendon Hooker's good. Pitt is still a good team. West Virginia, I think, is a lot better than teams realize. So if you're giving me Pitt at home, getting 7, we love home dogs, especially getting around the touchdown. Is there a chance for a little bit of a letdown Coast-West Virginia game? Absolutely. And if Pitt gets smashed, I'll be the happiest person in the world. I'm only putting 1 unit on it, but I think there's way too much value with that 7. I think game time that's going to be close to 5 or 6. Yeah. So give me the full tutty. I think I'm either getting an outright win or at least a cover, maybe a push. But give me Pitt plus 7. The defense is too good. Slovis is still manageable, and they have a solid running game. So I'll take all that. I like that against Tennessee.
I like that. My next pick, also 1 unit. It's a home favorite.
Okay.
And it is K-State at home, -7 against Mizzou.
Okay. Let me know why.
I think it's all based on matchup, really, right? Mm-hmm. So the D line going up against K-State, always a good O-line. They're from the NDSU program. And so basically the combination of the option game between Martinez and Deuce Vaughn, I think, is going to be too much to handle for that the front 7 of Mizzou. So I believe in K-State there. The K-State, you know what they're going to get. They're going to be a well-coached team. They're not going to make mental errors. They're going to play special teams really well. I like them at home.
We do love K-State this year. One of the teams we're highest on. That's actually one of our sneaky Big 12 teams. So I'm kind of interested. Once again, we're going against the SEC principle, which I don't love, but SEC's been really good at conference.
Drinkwitz is a dork.
He is a dork, but he's
I mean that in the nicest way possible. He's a dork.
But listen, analytics, baby, should be right up your alley.
I am an analytics guy, but I don't know.
I got another 1 unit play, and then I think I have
3 1 unit plays on one game.
I actually have 4 1 unit plays. So I'm gonna go to my next one. It's actually gonna be a money line play.
All right.
1 unit money line play. Iowa State.
Oh, the
plus
Cy Hawk.
155. I want the Cy Hawk. I want to go. We're going to this disgusting game.
Didn't you and I both live bet Iowa last week and win at -3.5?
We live bet at -3. I think I had a hundo on it.
Listen, it's documented. There's tickets. I texted Yenzer. I literally, in our group chat, someone get me an Iowa live bet. And then
you were like, I forget how much you want me to throw, and I threw an extra 100 on it just for shits and gigs. So thanks for that pick. Yeah. But give me Iowa State moneyline plus 155 for the sole reason of if Iowa cannot score in that game, Iowa State's much better. If you're getting me plus money with Iowa State, I'll take it. I don't think if you're telling me Iowa wins this game, 17-10, that's fine. We're just looking for value. I could get 1.5 units back on a 1 unit play, so we love that.
The thing with me in this game, there is such a mental hump for Iowa State. They find ways to lose this game, man.
That's true.
So this is me. I gotta stay off that. Until Iowa can't score, literally the fans are chanting "Fire your son, Kirk" or whatever. You got fans holding up shirts that say "I'm here for the punter." Like until you can beat that team, I'm not going to trust you. So I'm off that game entirely. That'll be a fun game to watch. That game always has antics. It'll be a fun game to watch. But
give it to me for 1 unit. That's all. I just want 1 unit.
Stay away from me. Going next, I'm going to give you 3 back-to-back just because they're all in the same game. I'm betting this game 1,000 different ways. Both these teams lost last week, but both of them looked like they're both not good, but they look different in their losses. Okay? So pick number 1 is Memphis -6 at the Naval Academy.
Okay. 1 unit?
1 unit. All these are 1 unit. Pick number 2 is Memphis over 27.5. Team total game. And pick number 3, which I honestly am the most confident in this pick, and I should really put more on it, but I'm not, is team total under 22.5 for Navy. Tell me where Navy scores 4 times.
So Memphis,
when the academies are bad, they are bad. They're not like, hey, when we're bad, we're 6-6. 6-6 for them is great.
See, I watched a little bit of Memphis. Obviously, Mississippi State tore them up, which I knew that was going to happen. But that's Mississippi State.
It's year 3 of Leach.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. We love that overplay last week.
Delaware.
22.5.
You scored 7 points. You fumbled on the very first play of the game. Navy, I just can't believe in them.
And the clock's running all the whole time. We know that. So, I mean, in a normal game, that 22.5 is probably a 27 for a normal team. So we don't hate that. You got to figure out the clock in there. So, you know what? If you like a game, you might as well jump all over it. I don't hate that.
Thanks.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. So I'm going to rattle off. I have one more 1-unit play. It's an alt spread parlay.
Ooh.
It's going to be we're going to keep it in the Lone Star State.
Ooh.
Baylor plus 9.5.
I like
Houston
that.
plus 10.5. This is actually going to break down to plus 110, believe it or not.
Wait,
so
wait a minute. Who does Houston play?
Houston's playing holy fuck. Jesus, dude. BYU. No, not BYU. That's Jesus Christ. I'm getting the BYU.
Baylor's playing BYU.
Baylor's playing. God, dude, I'm having a complete fucking brain fart.
Houston is. I literally looked at this the other. Oh, they're playing Texas Tech.
Texas Tech, guns up, yeah. Because the other play is, as you can tell, I'm completely fucking smoked right now. Houston plus 10.5. Texas Tech's quarterback probably not going to play. The backup played last week. He wasn't bad, but Houston plus 10.5. That's a lot of points. Baylor plus 9.5 against BYU. That's a lot of points. It's a 1-unit play. We've talked about these alt spread parlays. We like those a lot.
Yeah, and I didn't know you did that, Yenzer.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
I was going to say. That's one I actually went and bet this afternoon. So that's that one. And then you have how many more plays? 2 more?
I got 2. I got a 2-unit and a mega 4-unit bomb.
Okay, so give me your 2-unit, then I'm going to give my 2, and then we're going to go to the 4-unit.
My 2, not very confident in, but I did it. First half spread, USC minus 5.5 against Stanford.
Like that.
Stanford cannot compete with the speed of USC. I understand USC got 3 pick sixes against Rice. I understand It's Rice. All these things considered, the speed of USC, you got to give me 1 score. Can you compete? And I also, if you look back at it, I think to open conference play, USC is 1-6, 1-7, 2-7, and covering the spread against Stanford to open up their conference play. Not a great track record, but this is all during past eras. This is an entirely new era of USC football. I think it's just too much speed for Stanford. So we're gonna keep it. We're gonna hope that the script gets them early and we hang on for a half.
So I like that. Actually, I'm probably going to be betting. I'm going to wait to kind of see what the line is. I'm probably going to be on USC full time, the straight up late game, but I'm actually going to have them in my next play. I'm going to give you my next 2 plays. I'm playing 2 3-team money line parlays.
Wow.
I've just been hitting these. I think I'm like 4 for 6 on these this year. Off pod, I'm just absolutely killing these. So the ones I'm keeping off pod, I'm bringing on. So my first one, Florida money line against Kentucky, Texas A&M money line against App State, West Virginia money line against Kansas. That's a 2-unit play. And then my other one is going to be West Virginia money line, USC money line, Arkansas money line, 2 units. I'm making the anchor leg of that, my West Virginia Mountaineers.
Who's Arkansas got?
Arkansas is playing fucking Jesus, dude. I'm so sorry. I'm actually smoked right now.
You okay, bro?
Dude, I'm so fucking tired right now. Arkansas, I did all my research and wrote it all. Arkansas playing South Carolina. So
that's at Williams-Brice too.
Mm-hmm.
That's so I might look for a different game in that, but I like West Virginia and USC.
I've been all over Arkansas. I think Arkansas is good. I think South Carolina, obviously, they're building something. And they have
that O-line was scary.
And we saw that. So listen, we need to get the juice down. Those are both going to be above even money plays. So those are my 2-unit plays that I am just firing from. Like I said, this week I was very confident last week. This week, I'm probably gonna have a few more plays Friday, Saturday. I'm gonna like a little more.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna wake up after I do my Saturday morning run and watch college football game day for a little bit and be like, I'm betting this, I'm betting this, I'm betting
100 more of these.
Yeah,
But I'm interested to see what 4-unit play you have. So let me go. This is the highest unit play we've ever had on this.
This is the highest unit play of the show, and I'm happy it's me. All right, so I've been on this team forever. Everybody knows I love this team. I've been on this team for years. It's a family member's alma mater, and they have their MVP back. He's medically cleared to go. Ladies and gentlemen, 4-unit bomb, Wake Forest minus 13.
Against Vanderbilt.
Against the Commodores.
Okay.
I think the over is also a play in that game because I don't think Wake is going to play great defense.
So we've seen that Hartman back is huge. And
you got to get
13. And obviously Vanderbilt, so you're going to blow 2 touchdowns. Vanderbilt is a sound team. We don't know if they're a skilled team. So can Wake run it up? Can Wake get a few stops?
Wake can run it up, bro. Wake can run it up.
If Wake gets a few scores early, it's probably out of reach. That's probably what you're banking on is Wake getting up 13 or Wake getting up big early in the game.
This is honestly, that's what I'm banking on.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. I don't hate
that they got their boy back. He knows that offense through and through.
Mm-hmm. God, 4 units. That's a monster play. That is definitely a once a month play, a 4-unit play. So
yeah. Yeah.
So
we try to get him. That's really what it is. Is just trying to get him early before the books
catch up to it.
Yeah,
I like that. That's everything we got. I'm going to do a quick recap of these. I'm going to do mine real quick. Florida money line, Texas A&M money line, West Virginia money line, 2 units. Baylor plus 9.5, Houston plus 10.5, 1 units. Pitt plus 7, 1 units. West Virginia, USC, Arkansas money line, 2 units. That's actually going to be around plus 110.
I like that.
UTSA, 1 unit minus 2.5. Iowa State money line, that's plus 155. Frankie Dimes, he's got North Carolina team total over 17.5, second half, 1 unit.
2
Kansas State minus 7 versus Mizzou, 1 unit. Memphis minus 6, 1 unit. Memphis over 27.5 team total, 1 unit. Team total under 22.5 for our Navy midshipmen, 1 unit.
No way they score. I might go double down on that after this because there's no way they score.
You want to make that a 2-unit play?
No, I don't. Not on air.
All right, not on air. First half spread, USC minus 5.5, 2 units, and the Wake Forest minus 13. Absolute nuclear bomb 4-unit play. Wake Forest minus 13. If Wake Forest hits, God, Frankie's going to have a pretty good weekend almost regardless. He's going to at least go 50-50 on the rest of these. So Wake Forest minus 13. If that comes in, red panty night, champagne night for Frankie Dimes. We love that.
It ain't tricking if you got it.
It ain't. But that's a solid board. I'm going to look at that Wake a little harder because if you like it for 4 units, I'm at least going to throw it on.
I'm a Wake homer. So
okay. Well, hey, you got to bet with your heart and your wallet sometimes.
I bet with my eyeballs.
Love that. But anything else, bro? Anything else for me this week? What do you got?
Dude, I'm good. I got nothing, man. I think I'm really scared. I know last week I said that I like the board. This week I'm cautiously optimistic about the board, and I don't like the fact that I like a lot of road favorites. That scares me because that's never good.
Oh, let me circle back to something you talked about, and then we dove deep into we talked about our racist Uber smelling car. You want to talk about gambling around girls, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So what are we talking about? Are we talking about gambling with girls in the room? Are we talking about teaching girls to gamble?
No,
Are we talking about you're dating a girl and she finds out you're gambling?
That one.
Listen, it's all. I'm always pretty upfront about it.
How many times have you been told maybe you should take a break?
I wouldn't allow that in my life. So I mean, they understand it. Like, listen, could you imagine a girl going to her boyfriend that's collecting stocks, collecting crypto? She's like, you should back off a little bit. Just because what I do is play it out on TV instead of a fucking ticker doesn't mean that I'm any less profitable. So I've never had any girl, and here's the deal: I'm a responsible gambler. I won that big bet last week. The first thing I did was cash out, send it to my bank account because I'm not giving it back to them.
Smart guy.
There are people that have problems, and that's something that, and there are some people, if you have a gambling problem, if you are betting your fucking kids' lunch money on it, please don't.
That's an issue.
And if it is affecting your relationship, please don't let it. But for me, it is a form to make money. It is a hobby. It is something that's fun. And it'd be no different than me being like, oh, don't go to fucking Target or TJ Maxx. I'm going to sit there and throw $50 because this is the only fucking vice, we say it all the time, where you can make money.
Yep.
So I'm not going out and buying fucking Lego sets and pissing your money down the drain. I'm going out making this money and then taking you to brunch on Sunday. Where do you think this came from? Thank the Horned Frogs. Okay. It's not coming from me. So you want to order that third fucking... Yeah, you want to order that third fucking mimosa, but you don't want me
pancakes for the table? Yeah, I think the air raid.
You want drinks for your one fucking friend that no one can stand? You want me to get her drinks and she's going crying? but you stay up mad at me because I'm staying up at 2 a.m. to watch TCU come in. So no, it won't happen. I won't be changed. I'm gonna gamble, and and Saturday, Sundays, I'm gonna stare at the TV, and I'm gonna have notepads, and there's gonna be money everywhere. And you know what? If you can't dig it, you can't change your girl. Change your girl.
I will never
that's what
change.
it is.
Never.
Ever. Listen, that's what it is. There's no. What I'm doing is, first of all, I'm playing with my money. I'm not asking you for money. I'm grown.
Tell them.
And after my bills are paid, if I want to throw a couple thousand on the Horned Frogs, I'm going to do it.
Tell them, bro.
And then if you want to come home to some flowers, if you want to come home to a nice meal, if you want to go on that vacation, listen, day job ain't paying for your lifestyle. That's all I'm saying. So If you want to have what you want and you want to go on Instagram, you want to flex on your friends, you want to talk shit to the people that never had it, don't get mad at me because this is how the income's made. You got to be like a fucking mob wife. You want to wear all the rings and you want to eat at the fanciest restaurants. And then you also want to come here and ask, where's Johnny at? How come he's not around the house anymore? Okay. And I'm not going to tell you. So at least didn't think I was going to come to such an aggressive take on that.
Dude, I'm happy. I perked your ears up a little bit. You're like, I'm done.
Let them know. I think that's it. I don't think I'd like to hear your opinion on it. I don't think we're going to differ too much.
I've been told maybe you should take a break a couple times, and I said that's not going to happen.
No.
So and then because not to throw it back in their face, but I'm like, when I win, what do I do with it? She's like, oh, you buy me something or you take me out, and I'm like, yeah.
Goddamn right. Goddamn right. This money gets reinvested.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm the Dow Jones on my block. Money gets thrown right back in.
500 since 1984, just slowly increasing.
Slowly going up. Listen, I throw it back in. This isn't going in the index funds. It's going right down the drain.
It's going to a mutual fund, and mutual fund being our relationship, you and me.
It means I mutually am going to fund both of our stupid shit so you can, keep paying off those student loans. Shout out Joe Biden.
Shout out Joe Beasy. Joe Yenzer, how do you like your fantasy football team this year in our league? Before we leave. People love hearing about other people's fantasy football teams. I definitely went. No, just real quick.
I like it. I went super running back heavy. I think I got like 4 running backs, but it's the most valuable position.
I didn't go running back heavy. I'm running back light.
I completely dominated this league last year. I think I was like 14-1.
I was second place. I lost to you in the championship.
You did.
That should show how good we are, though.
We're pretty good. Listen, we know what we're talking about, but I was pretty dominant last year. People are still talking about it. I know the 72 Dolphins were pretty happy when I had that first loss. They're popping champagne. I can hear that.
I will say this sidebar. That is one of my favorite things Chris Berman does is whenever the final team loses a game and he goes, you could hear like that champagne pop at ESPN. I love that because I'm a Dolphins fan. Perfectville.
All Berman's been doing has been playing the hits for like 30 years, so you got to respect it.
Respect it, bro.
I'm pretty happy. Who's my second pick? I got like Austin Eckler, Skip McCaffrey.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, I got Cooper Kupp fell to 5. Had to take him.
Listen, PPR machine. So I'm pretty happy with it. I think I got like him. I got a bunch of running backs. I'm like 4 or 5 running backs deep. A lot of people hated my Zeke Elliott pick, but he was the 7th highest running back last year in scoring. So I'll tell you. The standard is a standard.
The standard is a standard. I think that'll wrap it up for today's episode, Yenzer. Very good episode.
Shit, dude.
Hope the rest of this week is more positive for you. It's all pendulum. You're going to go on that upswing. All right.
What's up, buddy?
All right. See you, pal.
See you, bro.